Our next guest, by the way, served 4 years in the United States Marine Corps in the elite Scout Sniper Unit, leading combat missions in Iraq and Afghanistan. That was after graduating at the top of his class in boot camp, the School of Infantry, and the Scout Sniper course. He was also the recipient of the Navy Marine Commendation Medal for Valor. Jake Wood is the founder of Groundswell. It's a fintech platform designed to better align companies' charitable giving with the interests of their employees, and he is with us live today. It's so good to have you to establish a new relationship, and we, like with all other veterans, are grateful for your service.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on, and to Jim and Deegan, thank you for your service as well.
Yeah. Beyond asking you what this day means to you personally, what do you want it to mean to others?
I think Veterans Day is such a special opportunity for Americans to just take pause and be grateful for what we have. And not just what we have, but for those men and women who are going out there really on a daily basis around the world to protect our nation, our freedoms, and our values. I was honored and privileged to serve in the Marine Corps for 4 years with some of the finest Americans I've ever met. And I'm honored to continue to serve my community in a variety of ways, including over the course of the last decade with a nonprofit organization I founded, Team Rubicon.
And Groundswell, which is your latest venture, is reasonably new. And I described a little bit in the open about what it does. Did you find that a company's philanthropic interests weren't necessarily aligned with those of their employees, and that's where this opportunity came from?
Well, I think what we're seeing is really a groundswell in the talent war that's happening right now. Younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, they want to align purpose alongside the profits of their companies. And I think companies historically have struggled to do that. And so our thesis is that if you decentralize corporate philanthropy, give employees the opportunity to be the agents of that change on behalf of the company, they feel empowered. And we can really bring to them a new pillar of compensation. It's base, it's bonus, and it's charity in the future. That's what we believe.
Can you tell our viewers more about Team Rubicon itself? Because that was your prior venture, and I believe you're still the chairman.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm proud to serve as chairman of Team Rubicon. It's a nonprofit that I started 12 years ago. We recruit, train, and deploy military veterans for disaster response work. And our teams have been active all across the country and around the world over the last 18 months, not only responding to the natural disasters that continue to increase in frequency and cost due to climate change, but also heavily engaged in operations related to COVID-19. We've assisted with nearly 2 million vaccinations over that time, supported hundreds of thousands of tests, fed and delivered over 60 million pounds of food. Our service members have been active in Team Rubicon, and we're really proud of them.
I mentioned your service and the awards that you've won and the elite level in which you did serve, and that's awe-inspiring in and of itself. I think that's obvious to everybody. I'm curious, though, if you can describe for us and our viewers this sort of drive and determination that leads you from serving at such an elite level in the military to wanting to do it on a different level once you leave service. Where does that come from?
Well, I feel very fortunate that I have served in some of the most unfortunate circumstances on the planet. My experience in the Marine Corps took me to some very troubling places. And, I earned a perspective on the world that made me very grateful for what I have. And I came home. I was lucky and fortunate enough to survive. Not all of my colleagues did. And so I feel as though I have a debt to continue to pay. I want to make the world a better and more special place. I want to avoid America sending its young men and women off to war in the future. And I think we can do that by making the entire world, and not just this country, a safer, more peaceful, and more equitable society.
I mentioned at the top, I'll mention it again. We are deeply grateful for your service, not only in the military, but what you're doing now to help others. And let me also say that thank you to Dan Nathan of Fast Money, of course, on this network for putting us together. So I appreciate that. You be well. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That is Jake Wood of Groundswell. He's the founder and the CEO, and, of course, a veteran of the United States Marine Corps.